The interrogation chamber was cold, too cold. Steam hissed from the floor grates as the black spherical droid drifted closer, its needle glinting under the red lights. Strapped to the rack, the rebel spy, a young lieutenant named Kellen Voss, clenched his teeth and tried not to look at the towering figure in the corner. Darth Vader did not move. He did not speak. He simply watched. For 6 hours, Voss had held the line. He had given them nothing. Not the location of the fleet, not the codes, not the names. But then Vader stepped forward. "You carry a message," the Sith Lord rumbled, his mechanical breath filling the room. Spoken from mouth to mouth, never written, never recorded. Voss's eyes widened. "Speak it." The force closed around the young man's throat, not to kill, but to pull, to reach past his willpower, past his training, past every wall the rebellion had built inside him. His mind cracked open like a dying star. Skywalker, he choked. "The pilot, who destroyed the Death Star, his name is Skywalker." Silence. For the first time in 19 years, the world stopped for Darth Vader. Skywalker, a name he had buried on Mustafar, a name he had watched die in a burning temple, a name that belonged to a ghost, to a child who was never supposed to exist. His fist clenched. The rack behind Voss groaned as metal bent under invisible pressure. The interrogation droid trembled in mid-air, then dropped and shattered against the floor. "Leave us!" Vader growled to the officers at the door. They fled without question. Alone with the broken spy, Vader leaned closer, his voice barely a whisper, quieter and more dangerous than any command he had ever given. "Say it again." And as Kellen Voss gasped the name a second time, somewhere across the stars, a farm boy on a frozen moon suddenly shivered, and did not know why. Vader moved through the halls of the executor like a storm with a purpose. Officers stepped aside. Stormtroopers lowered their gaze. No one dared ask where the Dark Lord was going, or why his cape swept behind him with the fury of a man possessed. He did not go to the bridge. He did not go to the Emperor. He went to the archives, deep beneath the ship, past sealed blast doors and biometric locks, lay the Imperial Records Vault, a place few living beings had ever seen. Vader's gloved hand rose. The doors hissed open before he even touched them. "Access. Skywalker," he commanded. The console flickered, file restricted. Authorization, Emperor Palpatine only. Vader's fist slammed down. The terminal screamed under his rage, and the Force did the rest. Firewalls crumbled. Encryption shattered. 19 years of secrets bled onto the screen. And there it was. A medical record. Polis Massa. The night Padme died. Patient. Amidala. Padme. Status. Deceased. Live births. 2. Designation 1. Male. Designation 2. Female. Vader froze. 2. His breathing grew louder, sharper, ragged inside the mask. He scrolled further. A name jumped out. Kenobi. Obi-Wan. Present at delivery. Another. Organa. Bail. Escort of record. Kenobi had known. Bail Organa had known. And somewhere, buried in a redacted line at the bottom of the file, was a signature Vader recognized instantly. Palpatine. The Emperor had known too. For 19 years, his master had let him believe he had killed his wife and his unborn child. For 19 years, Palpatine had smiled and lied and watched him suffer, so that Vader would never have a reason to turn away from the dark. The console exploded under his hand. Sparks rained down as Vader stood in the dark, his shoulders rising and falling like a wounded beast. Somewhere out there was a son. Somewhere out there was a daughter, and the man who had taken them from him was sitting on the throne of the galaxy. "Master," Vader whispered, his voice trembling with something colder than hate. "What have you done?" Vader returned to his meditation chamber and sealed the door behind him. For a long moment, he did not move. He simply stood in the dark, the hiss of his respirator echoing off the black walls like a war drum. The hyperbaric pod opened. He stepped inside. And for the first time in years, he removed the mask. Anakin Skywalker's ruined face stared into a mirror of polished durasteel. 2 children, a son, a daughter. He had held Padme as she died, begged her not to leave him, and the entire time, Palpatine had known that her heart still beat inside 2 tiny lives, known that Anakin Skywalker had left behind more than ashes, and said nothing. "He used me," Vader whispered, his real voice cracked and raw. "He used my grief as a leash." His mechanical hand curled into a fist. Sparks danced across the servos. For 19 years, Palpatine had shaped him into a weapon, by convincing him he had nothing left to lose. But now Vader had everything to lose, and everything to gain. He closed his eyes and reached into the Force, not with hate this time, but with something sharper, something older, a father's need. Somewhere in the galaxy, a young man's presence flickered like a distant flame, bright, untrained, powerful, and beside it, fainter, hidden, but unmistakably tied to the same blood, a daughter. Vader's breath caught. "They live," he whispered. "They truly live." Then his eyes opened, and they burned yellow in the dark. "My children will not serve the Emperor. They will not die by his hand, and they will not be twisted the way I was." He replaced the dike. The vocoder clicked. The Sith Lord returned, but the loyalty was gone. From this moment, Vader growled to the empty chamber. "The Emperor is my enemy." He activated his private comm. "Admiral Piet, recall Death Squadron. Every ship, every probe, every asset." "My lord? Recall from what?" Vader turned toward the viewport, where 1,000 stars waited to be searched. Within hours, the orders went out. Star destroyers broke formation across a dozen sectors. Probe droids by the 1,000 were retasked from rebel routes to obscure, forgotten worlds. Intelligence officers who had spent years tracking the Alliance were suddenly told to bury those files and open new ones. Files marked with a single word: Skywalker. Admiral Piet stood at Vader's side on the bridge of the Executor, watching the tactical map light up with new search grids. Tatooine, Naboo, Alderaan, Polis Massa, the Outer Rim moons where old Jedi were once rumored to have hidden. "My lord," Piet said carefully, "the rebellion is regrouping. If we pull back now, the rebellion can wait. But the Emperor..." Vader turned, slowly, and Piet fell silent. "The Emperor will hear what I choose to tell him, Admiral. Nothing more." Piet swallowed hard, saluted, and walked away. Across the galaxy, the hunt began. Bounty hunters were summoned in secret. Boba Fett, IG-88, Dengar, Bosk, but not to chase rebels. Vader gave each of them a different name, a different lead, a different fragment of a 19-year-old trail. Fett was sent to Tatooine to trace old moisture farm records. Bosk was sent to Alderaan's outer trade routes. Dengar was pointed toward the ruins of the Jedi Temple, where whispers still lingered. And in the depths of space, Vader himself sat alone in his meditation pod, reaching through the Force with the patience of a father who had already waited too long. He felt his son again, a boy, no, a young man, burning bright with untrained power, reckless, angry, Skywalker through and through. Then the daughter, fainter, careful, buried behind walls of discipline and duty, as though someone had raised her to hide. Vader's fists tightened. Whoever had trained her to shield her presence had known exactly who she was. Meanwhile, on Coruscant, the Emperor sat on his throne, and slowly began to notice the silence. "Lord Vader has not reported in 6 days," he murmured to the shadows, his yellow eyes narrowed, curious. The twin suns burned low over the Jundland wastes. Inside a small stone hut carved into the cliffs, Obi-Wan Kenobi sat cross-legged on the floor, and suddenly opened his eyes. Something was wrong. The Force was shifting, not in the usual way, not the slow, cold pressure of the Empire. This was sharper, focused, personal. He had felt this signature only once before, on the black sands of Mustafar, 19 years ago. Anakin, he whispered. Obi-Wan rose to his feet, cloak sweeping around him. He did not pack. He did not hesitate. He grabbed his lightsaber, the small satchel he had kept ready for 2 decades, and ran for his EOP. Because Anakin was not searching for a rebel pilot. He was searching for a son. Across the desert, high above the atmosphere, 3 Imperial probe droids punched through the clouds and split apart. One toward Mos Eisley, one toward Anchorhead, and one directly toward a small moisture farm on the edge of the wastes. The Lars homestead. Owen Lars was fixing a vaporator when he saw the sky flash. He shielded his eyes. A dark shape screamed downward, then hovered above the sand, red eye scanning. Beru, he said quietly, get inside. Now. The probe droid extended its arms. Cameras clicked. Sensors pulsed. It sent a signal back to the executor. Bioscan detected. Match probability, 94%. Subject, male. Age, 19. Force sensitive. On the bridge of the Star Destroyer, an officer's voice trembled. My lord, we have him. Vader stepped forward, and the entire bridge went silent. Coordinates. Tatooine, my lord. A moisture farm in the Great Chot Salt Flats. Vader's hand rose to his chest, resting for a moment over the place where a human heart used to beat. Prepare my shuttle. Back on the sand, Obi-Wan's EP crested the last dune, and there, in the distance, he saw the probe droid hovering over Owen and Beru's home like a vulture. His blue eyes went cold. I'm sorry, old friend, he whispered. I've failed you again. He ignited his lightsaber. The Star Destroyer Devastator dropped out of hyperspace above Alderaan without warning. Within the hour, Imperial troopers stormed the royal palace. No arrest warrant, no explanation, just black armor, blaster rifles, and one name on their orders. Organa. Bail Organa did not resist. He kissed his wife Briha on the forehead, whispered something in her ear, and walked out with his head held high. He already knew where they were taking him. He already knew why. Hours later, he stood chained inside Vader's private interrogation chamber aboard the Executor. The door hissed open. Vader entered alone. Viceroy Organa, the Sith Lord rumbled. 19 years ago, you were on Polis Massa. Bail said nothing. You witnessed the birth of 2 children. Bail's jaw tightened. You took one of them home. For a long moment, the only sound was Vader's breathing. Then, Bail lifted his chin. I don't know what you're talking about. Vader raised his hand. The Force closed around Bail's throat, not to kill, but to search. Memories flashed like broken glass. Padme, holding a newborn girl, a small hand curling around his finger. A little princess, laughing in the gardens of Alderaan. A young senator, standing before the Imperial Senate with fire in her eyes. Leia. Vader staggered back a single step. His daughter had a name. Where is she? He demanded. Bail Organa smiled, a sad, broken smile, and looked the monster in the eye. You will never find her, Anakin. The name hit Vader like a blade. His fist clenched. The Force surged, and with a crack of bone, the Viceroy of Alderaan slumped against his chains, dead before he hit the floor. Silence. Vader stood over the body, shaking. He had killed the only man who could have led him to his daughter. Then, a soft chime. An officer entered, holding a small silver datapad recovered from Bail's private study. My lord. Encrypted, marked personal. Vader took it in his gloved hand. The screen flickered to life. And there she was, a hologram of a young woman with dark braided hair, standing beside her father, laughing. Vader's respirator caught. Leia! The Imperial shuttle cut through the storms of Dagobah's outer moon. Vader stood alone at the ramp. No stormtroopers, no officers, just the slow hiss of his breath, and a single, unlit lightsaber in his gloved hand. Luke felt him before he saw him. The young pilot froze near his X-wing, the swamp air suddenly cold. His hand drifted to his own saber, but he did not ignite it. Something in the Force held him still. You should not have come alone, Skywalker, Vader said. Luke's jaw tightened. Neither should you. But Vader did not attack. He knelt, slowly, deliberately. The gesture struck Luke harder than any blade. "Obi-Wan lied to you," Vader said, his voice low. "He told you your father was murdered. He was not." A long pause. "I am your father, Luke." The words did not echo across a windy platform this time. They landed quiet, personal, undeniable. Luke staggered back. "No, no, that's impossible. Search your feelings. You know it to be true." And he did. The Force screamed it. Every dream, every whisper Yoda had dodged, every half-truth from Ben, it all snapped into place. Vader rose. "Come with me. Not as my prisoner, as my son. Together, we can end this war. No more Emperor, no more lies, just us." Luke's hand trembled over his saber. Then, slowly, his fingers slipped away from it, and somewhere in the swamps of Dagobah, Yoda opened his eyes and whispered, "Too late." "We are." The swamp was silent, too silent. Luke Skywalker sat on a fallen log, his boots sinking into the black mud of Dagobah. His father's shuttle had lifted off hours ago, but the weight of Vader's words had not. They pressed on his chest, heavier than any Star Destroyer. "I am your father." Luke closed his eyes. The Force churned around him. Dark, then light, then dark again. Like two suns fighting for the same sky. Behind him, a small figure hobbled through the mist. "Made a choice yet, have you?" Yoda asked softly. Luke did not turn. He knelt. "Master." Vader knelt. He said, "Ben lied to me. He said we could end the war. Together." Yoda's ears drooped. "End the war, yes. But at what cost, A galaxy ruled by father and son. Still a galaxy in chains." He said, "No more Emperor." "And who," Yoda whispered, "would sit on the throne instead?" Luke had no answer, because deep down, he already knew. Far above Dagobah, in the cold black between stars, the rebel fleet waited. Princess Leia paced the command deck of the Home One, her boots clicking against the metal floor. She had not slept in 3 days, not since Luke's transmission had cut off mid-sentence. Admiral Akbar approached, his voice low. "Princess, we cannot wait forever. If the Empire finds him first." "They already have," Leia said quietly. She did not know how she knew, but she did. A cold pull in her chest. A voice she could almost hear. A brother she had never called by that name. She turned to Akbar. "Prepare a shuttle. A small one. No fighters. No escort. Princess, that is suicide. That is family," she snapped. Then softer. "Admiral, please. Just one shuttle." Akbar hesitated, then bowed his head. "May the Force be with you." Back on Dagobah, Luke stood at the edge of the swamp. He had made his choice, or so he thought. The X-Wing's engines whined to life behind him. R2-D2 beeped nervously, sensors flashing red. A ship was entering the atmosphere. Small, unarmed, not Imperial. Luke felt her before the shuttle even landed. Leia stepped down the ramp, her white robe streaked with soot from the hyperspace burn. Her eyes locked on his, and for a moment, neither of them spoke. "You came alone," Luke said. "So did you." She walked toward him, slow, careful, like approaching a wounded animal. "Luke, I felt it. Whatever he told you, whatever he showed you, you're not thinking straight. He's my father, Leia." "I know," Luke blinked. "You know?" Leia stopped in front of him. Her voice trembled. "Just once. I've always known. Somewhere, a voice, a feeling, like part of me was missing." She lifted her hand slowly and touched his cheek. "Luke, he's my father too." The Force screamed. Every dream, every whisper, every strange pull he had felt toward this princess he barely knew, it all snapped into place, just like Vader's confession had. Luke staggered back. No, that's... "Search your feelings," Leia whispered. "You know it to be true." The exact same words. From two sides of the same broken family, miles above them, the Executor dropped out of hyperspace. Darth Vader stood on the bridge, his cape unmoving, his gaze fixed on the small green planet below. He had given his son time, space, room to choose. But he had not given him alone time with her. Admiral Piet stepped forward, uncertain. "My lord, shall we deploy the fleet?" "No," Vader said. His voice was low. "Dangerous. Prepare my shuttle. I will go alone." "Lord Vader, if the rebellion has reached him first." Vader turned. Slowly, Piet went silent. Then, "I will remind my son, who came to him first." Down in the swamp, Luke was shaking. A sister. He had a sister. And she was standing right in front of him. The woman he had risked his life for on the Death Star. The woman he had fought beside on Hoth. His twin. Ben had lied about that too. Everything Ben had ever told him had been a half-truth wrapped in a Jedi's smile. "He said the Jedi were the light," Luke whispered. "He said Vader killed my father. He said what he needed you to believe," Leia cut in. "To make you fight. To make you a weapon." Her voice cracked. "Luke, they used you. All of them. Ben, Yoda, even the rebellion. Everyone wants a piece of the last Skywalker." Luke looked up at her. Tears in his eyes now. "And Vader? What does he want?" Leia paused. "I don't know," she said honestly. "But I know what I want. I want my brother. I want him on the right side of this war. Not because Ben told him to. Not because Vader offered him a crown." She took his hand. "Because it's who he chooses to be." The wind shifted. R2-D2 whistled, a low, warning tone. Luke felt it before he saw it. That cold pressure, that black weight in the Force. Vader had returned. The shuttle landed in the clearing. This time, Vader did not kneel. He stepped down slowly, his mask catching the pale light of Dagobah's twin moons. And when he saw Leia standing beside his son, something in him paused. For the first time in 23 years, Anakin Skywalker looked at his daughter. "So," Vader rasped. "Kenobi hid her from me too." Leia stepped in front of Luke. "Stay back. Move aside, child." "No." Vader tilted his head. There was something in his stance, not anger, not yet. Something almost human, almost pained. "You look like your mother," he said quietly. Leia flinched.